Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Dimitri, and today I'm very excited to be partnering with another company that has sent me another very interesting product to review. It is Spedal. Spedal have been manufacturers of variety of navigation systems and Android Auto, Apple Carplay, wireless adapter systems and smart screens and head units for a while on the market. Recognizable, very fair brand to be in a lineup of competition with some other big brands out there. And we are taking a look at specifically Spedal NaviCam CL860L. And here is a QR code for you to pause the video and follow the link, or you can make it easy for yourself and go into the description of this video and follow the links there. So Spedal was kind enough to send me this wonderful product that we're going to be unboxing. It's a comprehensive review. First time use, but comprehensive. It means that use the chapters. It's going to be a longish video. Use the chapters if you feel like you're interested in a particular element of it. There is a chapters in the timeline, timestamps in the description of the video, as well as links to a variety of the products, including Spedal NaviCam. This is classified as a smart car stereo system, head unit, smart screen. Different companies use different terminology. It all means the same thing. We are going to be first unboxing, then installing it in my Subaru Outback, and then taking it for a test drive today. How does that sound? I was provided, obviously, this sample unit for free, but Spedal is not paying me explicitly and is not certainly holding me to any account of saying what they want me to say. So I'll tell you exactly what I think. And I've reviewed a lot of these things, similar ones. All right, we have first of all Spedal NaviCam user manual over here with a lot of QR codes that are taking you to the electronic version of this. It's a pretty standard. I'm not going to go through it today here because I had a pre-read of this. It's a pretty slim thing that will give you all extra information. However, there is nothing too groundbreaking or new to anyone who has dealt with the smart car stereos or head units in the past. We can see here the dash camera. The dash camera here on Spedal, in Spedal, is 2K camera. I already expressed my opinion in another video that, in my humble opinion, you do not need a 4K camera. Unless you're a real gourmet and kind of need this dashcam footage for some other purpose than just registering what's happening on the road and making sure that if something happens and you're not at fault, you can prove that you're not at fault. This little camera here is on a swivel ball-like bearing, as you can see. I can adjust the bearings angle, yeah, because it will be installed here on the dash of my car somewhere here, and we don't know exactly if it will be like this, if it will be a little bit turned, so we want to compensate for that angle with the camera. I think that's pretty standard, to be expected. Everything is great. Spedal is definitely on the ball over there. At the very top we have here the power button. Over here we have the variety of ports. On the left hand side of the unit we have the micro SD card, we have the power card, we have the the light is kind of here, is not very convenient, and we have a 3.5 millimeter jack over here for the aux cable. We have the kind of flat placing panel like holder with an adjustable, slightly swivel adjustable bracket to clip into the screen, if that is how you choose to install the screen, like this, flat on the screen, on your dash. That's probably how I will be, by the way, installing it in a minute, but let's just give it a moment and take a look further what else is there in the box first before we proceed. Strangely enough, the sticky panel is not put straight onto the bottom of this holder. We would have to apply it. It's provided, thank God. Spedal has done a good job. So it's provided, but separately. So it's a double-sided sticky that you would have to put onto the thing before you can put it on your dash. Yeah. Aux cable, that is just a normal 3.5 millimeter jack cable for the audio system, if that's how you choose to connect audio. I sometimes do that. Sometimes I would use the tuning into an FM radio station, which this system also supports, hopefully. Then we have an extendable arm of a suction cup based holder, which you can obviously put on your either the dash itself, if your dash allows you to do this and if it's sticky enough to hold it, or onto your windscreen, which is more standard. It's an extendable arm, so it can extend towards yourself from your windscreen, even if windscreen is a little bit further away, like in my Subaru Outback. I probably am not going to use this arm today, but it definitely is available to you, and it's adjustable, obviously, the angle as well, as you would expect. I'm going to use that flat panel instead. What else do we have? As expected, of course, we have the power cable. Power cable is a 12-volt, just normal cigarette lighter cable. Fairly long by the look of it. Can't tell how many meters, but fairly long. I don't think that for cigarette lighter you would be ever too far away from it. You don't need it even that long. I don't think that Spedal needed to provide such a long one, but maybe you have like a complex wiring that you have to go around, perhaps for that purpose. It's very nice to see that Spedal has included a memory card for the dash cam straight away. It's a 64GB memory card from Lexar. At the very least, that's the manufacturer that's currently supplying this thing. Cool. And last but not the least, something that everyone is excited about and everyone wants from their smart screens, car stereos or head units these days is the rear view camera. It has a metal bracket on it, so that you can screw it onto however you're fitting it at the back of your car. It's a 1080p camera. The reverse cameras in none of these units are of particularly high quality, but 1080p of a reverse camera, or not just reverse, but rear view camera, is more than enough. I'm sure you would agree with me, because not that long ago, this is all we used to have for the front-facing dash cameras. And before you ask me, yes, they are providing also a sticky pad for this reverse camera, in case you would like to just stick it on, as well as a couple of tiny screws. So thank you, Spedal, for thinking about it. That's it. There is nothing else in the car, in the box, and we are now going to switch the view before I start proceeding to the next chapter of this video, and I'm going to be installing this as a test installation, obviously not as a permanent installation. I never do permanent installations with these units. Another interesting thing to point out is that the camera itself, you can see that the camera itself is on a swivel, but you can also raise it. You can also just push it like this and raise it, I suppose, an inch, maybe an inch and a half, so maybe 3 centimeters in total, a little bit further up, because once it sits here, in case you would like to see a little bit higher, I actually think this is a very nice kind of thing that Spedal has done. Make sure you do temporary installation first, so that you are very, very happy with the angle, mostly the angle, all right? How do I recommend that you do it? Very, very simply, my friends. It's very, very simple. You go to your hardware store, like Bunnings in Australia, for example, and you buy double-sided tape like this. Something like this. I'm not saying you have to get this. You can get something more graceful than this, but this is great because it costs it costs nothing. It costs, I don't know, maybe $6 or something. And you just tear off you cut off the strips of this. Couple of strips should do it. Couple of strips of this double-sided tape. You put the double-sided tape on the bottom of this panel, obviously, without the original sticky. Yeah, it's a bit flexible, so it's not going to be perfect, but for test installation, to prove the angle and to just for me to do this review for you, my friends, that should be sufficient. I'm just going to put it here in the middle. It seems flat enough, but also luckily the holder itself, which can be adjusted, obviously, seems to be good enough to hold the weight of this thing. There will be a little bit of vibration, I anticipate this, because of the temporary installation, but you obviously could do it a lot more permanent. I'm just going to keep it nice and simple for the purposes of this demonstration. Let's find the USB-C port, power port over here on the side. It is on in reverse here, on the reverse side. I'm going to plug it in very nicely. Place the cable somewhere here. Put the thing back on the bracket, and let's plug it into the 12-volt socket. And finally, we are ready to fire it up and to basically connect the phone to the system and see how the rest of it is working. Preview interface gesture description. That's pretty cool that they're actually telling us how to go with this. So we're gonna slide left half of the screen up and down to adjust the preview angle. Swipe left to switch the preview. Swipe right to view the video. Okay. Slide the right half screen up and down to adjust the screen brightness. All right, we have even a preview. That's cool. I like this. We have the interface that's ready to connect CarPlay, Android Auto, audio out, or AirPlay, and Miracast is supported. And we have the preview of what the camera is seeing right now with, from what I can tell, a little bit of a fisheye effect. Let's try and navigate. Does it work? Okay, it wants me to connect to Android Auto first. That's all right. So we're following the instructions. We are going to look for Spedal 0A3C. In this particular case, your designation there after Spedal might be different on your phone, and we pair the device now. Let's take a look at this. Now, my friends, as promised, let's go for a little test drive with our Spedal NaviCam installed. We have reviewed other elements of it. Time for a final test drive, and then I'll recap my final thoughts on what I think about these lovely cameras. So you can see what the camera is seeing as well as the map, which I think is phenomenal. I think it really helps you kind of have a proper feeling that you can see what's going on, especially if you would have connected the rear camera, because well, of course you can see what's behind you in the rear view mirror, but in the complex situations of reversing or something else, it may not be as effective as seeing it right there front and center on the screen. So I actually quite enjoy this. Disregard the wobble, because if you fast forwarded and didn't see how I installed it, it's a temporary installation. That's why it's a bit wobbly, for no other reason. And that's why it kind of, I can see that it's, the whole contraption is visibly changing the angle, simply because I didn't plug it in there properly so that it stays there forever, essentially. But when you will be installing it, I'm sure for you it will be a lot more solid than it is for me right now. Overall, look, is this space for the maps, is it enough? I was looking for a way here to expand the maps to the full size screen, and I'll be honest with you, I spent maybe 3 to 5 minutes purely trying to find the way to adjust this size of the map. And funnily enough, I can adjust the size of the dash cam. I can expand the dash cam to the full width, but I personally have not found a way to expand the maps to the full screen. No idea. And before you tell me, Dmitry, just tap that maps button, it doesn't work that way. It's definitely not that button. It's something else. I don't think that not having the maps occupy the full screen is an issue. I strangely enough, I feel that having the preview of what my dash camera is exactly recording right now in front or at the back, if the rear was connected, I think it's more important to me than having a few inches extra of the map over here. But you may feel differently, so do let me know in the comments down below how this makes you feel. I think this is interesting, appropriate, and I do like that I can see the camera all the time. And if I wanted to, I could tap here and it would expand to the full thing, but arguably this view is unnecessary. That's where it gets unnecessary. So here is me running one of my videos on YouTube from Value Cars Australia channel, and the audio, I'm gonna stop talking in a second, is coming now through FM connected Spedal NaviCam. But Jerry still is onto something, is my point. Once again, I am just sending you down into the description of the video to click the link and go watch original interview if you want more context, because a lot of context is given there. All right, now I stopped it and I'm keeping the sound on. You will hear in a second what I'm talking about. Not sure if you can hear it. I will do my best to boost the sound in the post edit. But to me, when you are connecting via FM, maybe it is my phone, maybe it is my car, maybe it's something else. But for what it's worth, at the moment of reviewing this product and connecting via FM, we did it together, I do hear the sound coming through okay. But at the same time, it's not the cleanest, and I hear some static audio kind of at the background, especially if I'm boosting the volume a little bit. It's like this shh, a bit of static thing at the back. You tell me in the comments down below if you would have done something differently. Maybe I'm just being non-expert with audio connectivity specifically. Maybe I'm missing something, but aux cable hopefully will provide a much better connectivity. But that's an extra cable. We all know how it works. I'm not going to demonstrate it to you, but please be aware that audio quality, at least at the moment of the test, at least via the radio connectivity, has not been the greatest for me. For some reason, I am actually enjoying the fact that I can see both where I'm going. I can see the navigation here on the left, and obviously I can maximize this view, yeah? But at the same time, I'm also seeing a little bit of what dashcam is seeing. So I don't know why it's important to me, but it actually gives me something. I feel like I don't have to choose between one or another. I don't have to choose between the map and the dash cam view. I can actually get a little preview and be certain that it actually captures something. I think that it's something. I think it's definitely something. And here, if you just tap on this side, it expands into the beautiful, nice wide screen, which then arguably I don't think you need. But I think if you had, let's say, the rear view camera connected, there is an interface here setting that obviously a button that allows you to switch to the rear view camera if it was connected. Right now it will give me an error and say connect the rear view camera, insert the rear recording camera. That's okay, you know. So while you're already looking forward, you don't need this full view. I agree with that. However, if you had the rear view and you wanted to help yourself with reversing, let's say, for example, limited visibility, dark places, whatever, your infotainment screen is small, like in Subaru, the rear view camera, the built-in rear view camera is actually not very good as an example. So if I had the rear view camera connected for Spedal, especially with a slightly elevated position, I'd put it at the top, not at the bottom where it is. I think that such a view in reverse, in complex reversing situations, would actually help a lot. So I don't think it's a gimmick. I think it's actually a very, very good thing. So these at least two things are clearly front and center something that sets Spedal apart. Aside from that, all I can say from the experience that we just had going for a little test drive, I think that what I also quite enjoy is performance. Both of the interface, it's quite fast to respond, quite fast to connect, recognize my phone, show the map. It's quite fast. It's faster than some. I'm not gonna run millisecond timer here to check for you exactly how much better it is, but I think it's impressive. I think it's impressive. For a premium quality product that is going to help you with infotainment, navigation, dash cam, kind of security a little bit of driving around safely, I think it's very impressive on performance versus the price, because everything comes back to the price. Have you paid $300+ for it? No, you haven't. And yet you've gotten a premium product with a screen, with the maps, with phone connectivity, with decent audio, with good enough, in my humble opinion, again, you tell me in the comments down below what you think, with good enough quality footage that comes from that 2K dash camera front facing one at the very least. I think it's an impressive product, and I think Spedal has done really, really well in terms of creating this competitive piece of electronics that is very much deserves to be out there and compete with the bigger and perhaps more recognizable brands there. But Spedal certainly is nothing to sneeze at either. Spedal is pretty recognizable as well. So that's it, my friends, from this weird view. I can't be bothered changing the view of the camera right now, but we have also our hero here, our product here front and center, Spedal NaviCam. I am once again very grateful for Spedal for sponsoring this video and sending me this sample product. They didn't pay me what to say. I am genuinely simply impressed. It's simple yet powerful. It does everything you expect it to do, and I think it does it well. So here you go. Links in the description of my video. Like this video so that more people can like it, especially if you like this comprehensive long review, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews of similar products. From me, they're coming to you at the pace of one video per week these days. Sometimes we slow down a little bit when the sponsors are a little bit slow on sending me products, but we have a lot of good products to review that are simply in my queue right now. I just need to find time for it. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon, and goodbye for now.